Hello, folks, and welcome in to our brand new podcast. And Andrew Sluder, I'm Andrew Sluder, pastor of Bible Baptist Church, host on the Backwoods Bible broadcast. And we're starting a brand new podcast. You can't see them, but we've got Johnny and Jacob. So hello, fellas. So hopefully we've got them back behind the camera. Maybe one day when this is like a very famous podcast, and we're making tens of thousands of dollars on YouTube instead of the simple thousands we're making now. Yeah. We can have a camera on their faces as well. But anyway, welcome into the podcast, guys. We do not have a name yet. This is our very first. We did a test run. Like, when was it? Friday. Yeah. This is Tuesday, August 11th. And I think we did the test run on Friday. And so a lot of you responded really well. The video got a lot of views. And many of you said that you wanted us to do a podcast. So here we are. The only thing is we do not have a name. So what we want you to do is, besides subscribing if you're not subscribed and giving the video a thumbs up, we want them to pick out a name. We want you guys to pick out a name. So in the comment section, let us know what you think would be a good name. What you think a good name would be, Heretic Happy Hour, or, whatever. Let us know what you think. So anyway, I'm interested to see what some of the names are going to be.
I know. That's what I was just thinking. The comment section is going to be hilarious.
Jacob said, all the Stevies like to call us rucktards after, like being Ruckmanites. What did you say? The
Rucktard 1611.
No. It was like the rucktard. I can't reach it. See,
ruckus or something. Like
yeah, so I can't remember. But anyway. Oh, man. So I'm interested to see some of the names. So make sure you drop a comment and let us know what names. Our sound guy, Johnny, he's the mastermind behind all this. This looks so professional. If you're watching this on YouTube, which this one you will be because it's not going to be anywhere else. This looks really professional. We got a good little setup here. And so I'm excited about going forward. Well, we got a few things we're going to talk about. I don't know how long this first one's going to be. We'll just let it go however long. And a few things have happened I want to talk about. Number one, of course, what happened today. Joe Biden, or Joe Biden's handlers, whoever, picked his running mate. Kamala Harris. She's out in California. She was out in California for a while. I don't know what exactly her function is. I don't keep up with the news much at all. But he picked his running mate. She is an obvious, African American, a person of color, whatever you want to call her. And she's a female, so she'll be the first female vice president and the first black vice president. So Joe Biden, whoever's helping him out, smart pick there.
Oh, yeah.
But, I saw somebody talking today said that I wonder if Joe Biden was as surprised as we are that his vice president was Kamala Harris. The dude can barely string a sentence together.
Facts.
It's so bad. He just a couple of weeks ago, he's talking about how rich, and I don't, this is not a quote, do not quote me, but it was something he's talking about how diverse and colorful or whatever, something that the Latino culture was, unlike the African American community.
Dang, dude.
It was so bad.
That's harsh.
It's then there's the other one where he's like talking about and I was a lifeguard and kids would rub my legs, and oh my gosh, yeah. Holy cow. But he's from your state, Jacob.
Oh yeah, Delaware.
Step up to the mic or whatever you're doing. Tell everybody where you're from.
I'm from Delaware, Pastor Alan Ryman, Faith Baptist Church in Smyrna, Delaware. Yeah.
But now he's here. He's with us. He's staying with us, and he's a North Carolina boy now. But he's out of Alan Ryman's up there and in Delaware. So y'all are well used to Joe Biden.
Oh yeah,
crazy
nutcase. A lot of people in Delaware actually like him, though. It's highly Democrat.
Yeah, I'd say so. Well, my whole thing is the cure for the coronavirus is not really hydroxychloroquine, in my opinion. I think the cure for coronavirus is Trump 2020.
Yes.
That's what I'm thinking.
That's the real vaccine.
That's the real vaccine. Yeah. a Trump re-election is the real vaccine for this corona. But this corona thing's getting ridiculous, though. Joe Biden just put out a thing, that if he gets in office, we'll defeat this coronavirus thing and all that kind of stuff. The reality of it is what's going to defeat it? We had 2 weeks to flatten the curve, and then it's been March when that was supposed to happen.
Yeah.
here we are. And of course, the mask wearing thing. Oh, man.
Got some funny stories about that.
We do have some funny stories. I don't wear a mask. I wore a mask today to my grandparents' house. My grandmother is extremely, has a very bad immune system. She's a cancer survivor and all that kind of stuff. And so I had to go and help her today, getting in and out of bed or whatever. And so I've been around a lot of people. So I wore a mask. She wore a mask. That's the only place I've worn a mask to is my grandparents' house because she's so sickly. But everywhere else, like if you're out in Walmart, I'm going to assume that you're okay. And so I don't wear a mask. Anywhere we go, I don't wear a mask. And so just today, we were at the gym, and they're like, you got to wear a mask. And we just didn't. I was like, well, I'm not going to. And so we called, and, after I left, and I called some lady that was there, and I said, hey, I'm not wearing a mask. Are there any exemptions? She goes, well, yeah. She was like, and she was kind of leading me on with it. She was like, yeah, if you feel like you have if you have like a medical condition and that exempts you from wearing a mask, then, we can't, according to HIPAA, we can't ask you. I was like, well, do I have to have a doctor's note or something? She's like, no, well, according to HIPAA, we can't ask you nothing. So I go back in, me and Jacob go back into the gym. I've been working out and stuff. We'll get to that in just a second. But I go back into the gym and I'm knocking this thing over. And I start looking around. There's literally maybe 15 people in there, and 2 of them are wearing masks.
Yep.
I'm like, wow, we've got 13 other asthmatic humans in here. Everybody's got bronchitis or something. Yeah. Nobody was wearing them. So, guys, wearing a mask, if you want to do it, fine. But if you don't want to do it, you really don't have to. I mean, I just don't go to places where they've got one. My wife, gosh, me and my wife went on our anniversary trip when was it, last week?
Yeah, it was last week.
Yeah, last week. We went to Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg, and we went into this restaurant. My wife was like, please, honey, for the sake of our anniversary trip, just please don't make a fuss. I was like, I'm not wearing a mask. So anyway, we go into this one restaurant, and no place required us to wear a mask. And here, even the places that require us, we've only been refused, a couple of times. Like, you cannot enter the store under any section. Yeah. But Walmart's not doing it. Ingles, the local grocery store here, is not doing it. So we've gotten by fine. I've not really suffered.
We went to go get our haircuts today at 3 different places. We had to wear a mask.
Yeah, we did go and check out 3 different places to get our haircut, and every one of them said we had to wear a mask. So we're either going hippie or we're going to go skinhead. We're not bald. Yeah,
we're going straight bald.
Just buzz it right off.
That's old paths.
Yeah, old paths. Praise God. Anyway, but we were in we were in Pigeon Forge, and we ate at a restaurant called the Chop House. Y'all know the Chop House? You know the Chop House, Johnny?
Sounds familiar.
It's in the Tanger Outlets.
Okay, yeah.
It's really good. I've eaten there ever since I was a kid. It's so good. Like, every time we go to Pigeon Forge, I always eat there. And they have this really good chicken Alfredo pasta that is just just fatty and just got tons of butter on it. It's just delicious. Anyway, and they bring out this fresh bread. So we go, and they didn't tell us to wear a mask. She was like, do you have a mask? I was like, no, we don't wear a mask. She goes, okay, whatever. She goes, and then she picks up, it's an older lady. She goes to pick up this looked like a little glue gun thing. But it was a thermometer. She goes, I just gotta scan your foreheads and take your temperature. I was like, no, ma'am. She goes, you don't want to have your temperature checked? I said, no, I'm not having my temperature checked. And she said, well, I got to go get my manager. So the manager came out. I was nice. The manager was nice. She goes, you been around anybody sick? Been around anybody that's sick? I said, no. She says, you had any symptoms? I said, no. She goes, you feeling okay? I said, yep. She goes, all right. And you're never going to believe this, guys. I was nice. She was nice. The waitress was nice. We enjoyed our food. I left a good tip, and we left. No problem at all. Okay? Now, if we'd have been asked to leave, that's private property. It's a privately owned business. We would have left. Now, that's where people are getting confused about it. If Jake, we were in Steinmart, a little retail, we were going to go look at some suits, remember?
Oh, yeah.
And the people were like, you cannot come in here without a mask. He said, there's no exemption. She says, no. All right, fantastic. Have a great day.
Yeah, we just left.
Like, it's a privately owned business. If they say that listen, even if we weren't in the middle of a coronavirus and they said you got to wear a mask to come in here, That's their business, okay? It's a privately owned business. If a baker doesn't want to bake a cake for, two men or two women getting married, then they shouldn't have to, okay? And so, but if a business wants to say we got to wear a mask, that's, whatever. But she comes up and she's got that little thing, and, the first thing that came to my mind was, dang, they're scanning foreheads for people to get in here. Now listen, folks. You can say whatever you want to. You can call me looking into it too much, feeding into the conspiracy. But I mean, you guys know, what's the first thing that popped into my head?
Mark of the beast.
The stinking mark of the beast. They're scanning people's forehead. Now, I know it's a temperature, and I don't think that the mask is the mark of the beast, and I don't think taking somebody's temperature is a mark of the beast. We're going to be out of here before any of that happens, okay? But man, and I've even been skeptical to make the comparison that the mask is the mark. Like, I've been really skeptical about that.
Yeah.
But when she came up with that little temperature scanner and said, you can't come in here unless I scan your forehead, man, it was like, this is some scary stuff. This is some reality, biblical reality slapping us in the face. It's prepping everything. So I don't know. The mask thing. And here's the thing. I mean, when does it get back to normal? I mean, that's what you got to think about.
Nobody knows.
I mean, what if COVID is seasonal? Because I remember I've kept up with this. When it first came out, it was like, well, it's going to stop in the summer. We got 2 weeks to flatten the curve. So, by the summer, this should be cleared up. Then it's like, okay, well, by midsummer, the heat and everybody being outside, and it should be fine. And now it's like, okay, well, we think COVID may be seasonal. If it's seasonal, we're just going to shut down everything again.
That'd be awful, man.
It'd be terrible. Oh my gosh, I couldn't handle it. Which I've not really let COVID affect my life. Like if I have to do all this crazy stuff to do something, I just don't do that thing anymore. But anyway, and that kind of brings us into another talking point is all the churches closing down. Now, we've not closed down here at Bible. We've changed a few things, and I think the churches changing a few things. I don't think anything. I mean, we don't necessarily have like a fellowship hour anymore. We don't shake hands on Sunday morning anymore. Hadn't done that since March. We stopped passing the plate, which I was already going to stop passing the plate anyway. We put up a box in the back, so anybody just drops their tithe or offering whatever in there. We stopped doing that. We're very careful with our bus routes now. We stopped Sunday school for the smaller children for right now, spreading it around. We're actually starting that back up this coming Sunday, actually. But there are churches who are just like completely closed down. And now there are people who are like starting to open back up. And I got to appreciate that John MacArthur guy. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't.
No, you're both like, nope, no idea. John MacArthur is a pastor out in California. I think it's Grace Community Church. Somebody look that up for me. I think it's Grace Community Church.
Oh, I got you.
You got me there?
John
okay,
MacArthur?
Great. John MacArthur.
I feel like I've heard of him before.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's a big-time Calvinist guy. He is, he's an ESV user. He's non-denominational. I mean, for all intents and purposes, I would never use the guy. I don't like him. I think he's doctrinally wrong on a lot of stuff. Blah, 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 blah. But, I mean, and I put a post on Facebook. I think, is it Grace Community Church? Yeah, Grace Community Church. It's over in Los Angeles, if I'm not mistaken. I know it's in California. I think it's in Los Angeles. Look that up.
California.
Yeah, I know it's in California, but it's in Los Angeles.
Doesn't really say.
I think it is. I think it's somewhere right around in that area. But anyway, regardless. Man, I got to give it to the guy. He is standing up for going to church. And at Los Angeles? Yeah, Los Angeles. The dude is standing up, and I appreciate that. What I think, though, has shot ourselves in the foot, and I won't mention any names, but there is a guy. Well, and I don't even want to get into too much of the detail because I don't want to feel like I'm attacking the dude or whatever. But I think where we shot ourselves in the foot was this. All the churches that just, as soon as the government said shut down, they're just like, boom, shut down. Okay. Some of the same preachers that I know that were mocking me, because y'all remember.
Oh, yeah.
Talk to me, Johnny.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. January 24th. January 24th. 2.5 months. No. Almost 2 months before the coronavirus ever stepped shore on America. What did I say? I said that they were going to use this to take, it was going to be a ploy for government overreach. That's what I said. January 24th. We did all the coronavirus broadcasts. And everybody's like, you're a conspiracy theorist. I mean, I had guys mocking me. Yeah, I'm sure they were like, heresy, Where is it in heresy?
There he goes again.
There he goes again with his heresy. No, I mean, I'm dead serious, man. Me and Joel Tillis and Randy Keener, we all were on those broadcasts saying, Lily, you go on my YouTube and watch them. This thing is a conspiracy. China released it, so forth and so on. And people were stinking mocking me for it. Who is laughing now? Some of the very same, listen now, some of the very same pastors that were mocking me to death because of, and calling me a conspiracy theory nut over this coronavirus things were some of the very first ones to shut up house when the government told them to. And I'm going to be honest, I had to eat my plate of crow because I thought it was going to be much worse than it actually has been. Like, I thought we were possibly going to see, y'all remember that movie? Of course, I don't watch movies. I've just been told. What's that movie? Had that girl from the Titanic in it. I don't even remember her name. Kate Winslet. It's Kate Winslet, right?
No, I do.
I don't either. Dude.
Okay. You guys are so spiritual.
I live under a rock, man. I'm from Delaware.
He's from Delaware.
I'm from Delaware, right?
You guys are so
Cut me
spiritual.
some slack, man.
Good night. I wish I was as holy as you guys. Is it called Outbreak? I can't remember. Anyway, I think it's called Outbreak. It had and what's that? It had Matt Damon in it, Kate Winslet, and it was like a 30% death rate. It was like some kind of virus came through, and it was like a 30% death rate. I was anticipating like a 10% death rate. Like, that's a lot of people dying. The fact of the matter is, it just hasn't been that. There has not been that high of a death rate at all. And so I had to, gauge, okay, well, are we going to actually shut down? And when we did not shut down, when I made the decision not to shut down, and we got accused of shutting down. People, there's some people who said that y'all shut down after you said you weren't going to. We never shut down.
People just make stuff up.
People would make stuff up about me. I mean, honest to God, we never shut down. We stopped Sunday night church and we stopped Sunday school. But we did Sunday morning and Thursday night for a while. But we've been back to regular schedule since May. And so, what was I saying? What were we talking about? Complete loss. Oh, okay, yeah. So when I had to make the decision of are we going to shut down or not, at that time, I still thought the coronavirus could be bad, but I still made the decision just to have church anyway.
Yeah.
And here's where I think it shot a lot of people in the foot. They canceled church initially. They caved into the government, and the government got a taste, and the governors and the local counties and the local mayors and stuff who were put. And listen, a lot of the persecution and a lot of the mandates to shut down. That was my foot. I hit. Thought somebody was knocking. Contagion. That's it. It's Contagion. There is a movie called Outbreak. I don't know what it is, but the one I was just referring to is Contagion. But a lot of the people that shut down and all that, the government, most of the persecution was coming from like local governments and local mayors and stuff like that. And they shut down and they're like, okay, we're going to come back. Well, the government and the local powers already got a taste of like, hey, we can tell you what to do. We can tell the churches what to do. And so when they started making us think like, well, bless God, we're coming back to church. Oh yeah, well, watch this. If everybody would have just, if all the churches would have just been like, you know what? The elderly stay at home, the immune compromised stay at home. If you're nervous, stay at home. But we're having church. We're not in the mess we're in now. You can say what you want to. That's just my opinion. You can take it or leave it. And now there are churches that are like, well, and here's the thing. We've never shut down in my lifetime and in the lifetime of everybody I know. We've never had a shutdown like this.
No.
Especially of churches. I don't understand it. And if churches wanted to make the decision to shut down, fine. But I know churches that had outbreaks. Like if a church has an outbreak, I can understand. Okay, like if you've got like 25 people that have all of a sudden have COVID after Sunday service, I can understand shutting down, sanitizing the sanctuary, giving it 2 weeks and coming back. I can't fuss at somebody for that, okay? But these guys are just like, just shutting up shop. It's dangerous, man. It's dangerous. So anyway, well, let's change veins here for a second. Me and Jacob, not Johnny, but me and Jacob have recently, and I say recently, like the past 4 days, we've gone vegan.
Satanic.
Satanic, yeah. Oh, well, see, what's funny is hypocrite, heretic. What's funny is that like I made that video, and then I've been vegan in the past. I have gone vegan before. I was vegan for like 8 months, and vegan is different. Vegetarianism is just like not eating meat.
Yeah.
But you eat everything else. You just don't eat meat. Veganism is no animal or animal byproducts. So no cheese, dairy, eggs, nothing like that. So I did that for about 8 months before, about 3 years ago, and felt great, lost a ton of weight. And really, it just got to the point where I hit the heaviest I'd ever been. I hit 200 and nothing of your pound business, that. No, I hit like 254. And that's the heaviest I've ever been. And so I was like, man, we got to do something. So we went vegan. And I know what everybody's going to think. Oh my gosh, didn't you just say that veganism was satanic? No, forbidding somebody to eat meat is satanic. You actually not eating meat, that's not satanic. In fact, Paul said, I will eat no meat as long as the world stands if it offends my brother. That's either, I can't remember if that's Romans 14 or 1 Corinthians 8, but it's somewhere in
Corinthians.
Is it 1 Corinthians 8?
Yeah, I think I just read that.
Yeah, I will eat no meat. So, listen, forbidding somebody, like you can't, like eating meat is immoral or eating meat is just the worst thing you can do. That is satanic. But us being vegan is not satanic. But Jake, how good have you felt?
I have literally felt amazing, like way better. Because I remember when I was like eating meat and stuff, it just, I don't know, it just felt like it was weighing me down. Do you think I can hear him
on that microphone? Come closer to that microphone.
It felt like it was like weighing me down just eating meat and stuff. So ever since we stopped, I mean, I feel a lot lighter. Per se. Yeah,
I've lost like almost 10 pounds. We've been going to the gym every day. I've been like doing 1.5 miles on the treadmill, reading my Bible on the treadmill. We've been lifting a bunch of weights. Johnny's going to join us as far as the gym aspect goes. You're a little skeptical about the veganism, yeah?
Oh, yeah. I gotta have bacon.
Bacon is good.
Oh, that makes me
I will say, I do have to confess now, Jacob. I do have a confession to make.
Go ahead, come on.
So, we bought all that mochi. If you've never had mochi is like Japanese ice cream. It's ice cream wrapped in
rice dough.
Oh, those are so good.
Covered in powdered sugar. And it's as good as it sounds. It is amazing. Mochi is amazing. Japanese ice cream. Well, we had some. We went to Walmart like 2 weeks ago. And we literally, Johnny bought $30 worth and I bought $30. We had $60 worth of mochi. And we were just slamming these things. I mean, we were just eating them like they were going out of style. There was one of the dreamsicle ones left. Jacob, and today I did eat it.
I wasn't really that big a fan of those, though.
They were good.
I like the vanilla ones were real good. What was the other ones? The
strawberry.
The strawberry, dude. Those were amazing.
And dreamsicle. The mango ones were the best. But we didn't get mango, but I had mango up in Michigan when I was up there. But anyway, so we've been doing that. Feeling good, feeling great. The last topic, we'll kind of wrap up. We have already been going for 24 minutes. This is crazy. Crazy, man. I hope this video gets a lot of views. So I can make thousands. The last thing I want to kind of deal with as we segue out is I don't like to talk about it too much, but I got a call last night from a good friend of mine who said that he has been watching some of the videos by some of the people that aren't as friendly to me as others are. And so one of them was by John David Howe, who's
Legend.
the legend. So here's what happened. 2 years ago, he pitched a fit about me being a modalist, that I don't believe in the Trinity, which is absolutely ridiculous, hogwash. And then, it was like, okay, whatever. He like called me and apologized and, tried to reach out and all this kind of stuff. And then he would just like randomly just like bring it up throughout, the months. So it's been about 2 years since that happened. Well, now the whole recent thing about Jesus burning in hell, I don't want to like dig up, that gravesite or beat a dead horse or anything like that. But then that happened. So, and that's pretty much died down. Like everybody's just like, okay, whatever, John. Like, okay. Well, so now I just got sent last night. I was told he's posted the old Trinity videos from 2 years ago on his YouTube. Like, you step back and kind of think, okay, what's the motivation here? And you did one about heresies and heretics where he didn't mention my name, but he mentioned a heretic in Asheville, North Carolina. Yeah. I wonder who the heck that could be. He's probably talking about Ralph Sexton Jr., but for sure, No, he's talking about me. And, it's kind of like as we make this podcast and as we like put more stuff out there, people who put themselves out there, they're going to be like, listen, I can't, what am I trying to say here? I can't be somebody who wears my feelings on my shoulders when you're doing stuff like this. And I understand that. And I don't. I sometimes, gosh, they're gonna eat this up. I know they're gonna eat this up. Sometimes I will go on some of those Anon accounts and look at their stuff. And of course I'm on there. They hate my numerology stuff, which is so funny. But I love numerology, and they hate it. It's just I'll go on there and look at the stuff they're saying about me, and it's almost like a pig wallowing in the mud. If you try to wrestle a pig in the mud, eventually you just realize the pig likes it,
Oh, jeez.
It's like I'm like a duck in water, man. It just rolls off my back. I almost feed off of it. I'm like a mushroom. I just feed off all the crap, But as we put more stuff out there, that kind of criticism is going to come. And folks, I want you to know, all the supporters, all those people who send me text messages, I've got some of you that send me text messages every Sunday morning. Some of you pray for me on a daily basis. I'm on your prayer list. You comment on the videos. You give them a thumbs up, all that kind of stuff. Some of you even financially support me. I've never asked for a dime, but I've got 2 individuals that support me on a monthly basis. You guys send money and all that kind of stuff. Thank you. You guys are a true blessing to me. And I'm going to put more doctrine stuff out there. We just did a doctrinal video. Those never do good.
No.
Ever.
People must hate the Bible or something.
People, yeah. All these Bible believers hate the Bible.
If you mention somebody's name,
gosh, yeah. If I mention a name or a recent controversy or something like that, it blows up. But we're gonna study why Jesus died for sinners. Boo. I'm not watching that. How to prove the deity of Jesus. What? No. Talk about Edward again,
Talk about Steven Anderson.
Talk about Steven Anderson. We want Steven Anderson. We put that video of my honest opinion of Pat, or I put it on there, my honest opinion of Gene Kim, and everybody's like, oh, we gotta watch it. But I'll put on something like that, how to know Jesus is coming soon. Get it out of here,
Yeah.
Oh, man. but such as living life in Laodicea. Well, folks, I hope you have enjoyed the podcast. Reminder, drop in the comment section what you think the podcast should be named, and we will take it into strong consideration. And if there is enough people that, if you see one you like, don't just like the comment, say, I like this name underneath it, comment underneath it, okay? So anyway, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and be looking for more of the podcasts here. Until next time, God bless you is my prayer.